Princess Anne, profoundly moved by impact of war on Ukraine's youngest citizens. Princess Anne was profoundly moved by the stories she heard surrounding the ongoing impact of the Russia-Ukraine war. The Princess Royal visited Ukraine on Tuesday and met with President Volodymyr Zelensky this week. During her trip to Kyiv, the royal was inspired by the work of organizations in the region that are helping those deal with the effects of the conflict. A Buckingham Palace source told GB News, Her Royal Highness was profoundly moved by the stories she heard of the ongoing impact of the war on Ukraine's youngest citizens. Throughout the visit, she was inspired by all the hard work of the many organizations on the ground helping those whose lives have been turned upside down by the conflict. Princess Anne and President Zelensky discussed the UK's support for Ukraine and the country's ongoing resistance. The president shook hands warmly with his royal visitor, telling her, "You're very welcome," with Anne replying, "You're very kind. I don't know how you have time to spare, but there you go." The princess handed the president a sealed envelope with a red royal crest on the back, which appeared to be a personal letter from the king. Princess Anne's covert trip was not publicized beforehand her departure for security reasons. During her time in Ukraine, Princess Anne left a toy bear that previously belonged to her daughter, Zara Tindall, at the Children's Memorial in tribute to youngsters killed in the conflict. She was joined by First Lady Olena Zelenska at the site, which commemorates more than 650 children who have died since Russia launched its full-scale invasion in 2022. As the princess stepped back after placing the traditional-looking teddy, which had a yellow and black ribbon tied in a bow around its neck, at the base of the memorial alongside the scores of other cuddly toys, she told the First Lady, "That was one that my daughter had." Mrs. Zelenska, who had also left a bear in tribute and looked emotional during the visit, turned to the princess and nodded solemnly at the moving gesture. The royal also spoke with female police and armed forces representatives about their role in protecting women and children. At the Child Rights Protection Center, she met families and children who had been returned and reintegrated, as well as staff working to secure the return of more youngsters. The Princess Royal later visited a rehabilitation center, where she spoke to veterans returning from the front line, including those learning to live with conflict-related injuries and trauma. She watched a canine therapy session and heard from personnel adjusting to civilian life with disabilities sustained in combat.